Hello, hello. We're just getting started, testing everything. Hello, hello. Hi, Christina. We're just getting started. Waiting for some people to start coming in. And then I'll turn the camera on. Let's see if my mic is working okay. Test, test, 1, 2, 3. Hi, guys. Welcome in. We will be starting shortly. I'm just starting up the stream, checking that my light is okay because it keeps changing every second here. It was raining all weekend and then the clouds parted and the sun started shining, so. Okay, glad to hear that my sound is doing okay. Thank you for confirming, Christina. Today we have this view, and also new camera. Okay, just gonna give it another minute and then I'll start with my introduction. In the meantime, if you guys are just joining, welcome to my first lingerie workshop, where today we'll be upcycling an old bra, maybe one that you've had lying around in your lingerie drawer for a while but never really quite fit or doesn't fit you anymore. And I'll show you how to take it apart and turn it into something you love. This is gonna be a very chill, nice Sunday morning hang. I'm a little bit congested, so I apologize if I sound sickly. I learned yesterday I have a sinus infection. But I really wanted to be here today and host this and share with you guys what I had been prepping all week, so thank you for being here. So grab a cup of coffee or tea, and make sure you have all of the bits that you are going to be wanting to work on today, which is probably upcycling an old bra. If you're near your sewing machine, great. Pair of scissors, seam ripper, and any bits of lace or trims that you might want to add to your new redesigned bra. Okay. I think I'll get started now. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. It's always fun to do these live streams, and I know it's been a while since I did my last one. I think my last one was for my anniversary, which was back in my business anniversary, which was in April. And today I wanted to bring to you an upcycling workshop, which I shared before, but this one's a little bit different. It's going to be on upcycling an old bra that you might have. So I brought some examples of ones that I will show you today. But first, I want to tell you why teaching is so important for me and sharing this knowledge and this skill. Because I learned from my mother how to sew, and she was always, she would volunteer at my school. She would teach friends how to sew. She would make all of our Halloween costumes. And that, just from seeing that from like a childhood, has taught me how you can really make anything from nothing. And you can repair your old pair of jeans. If they have a hole in it, you don't have to throw them away. If something gets damaged, it's just about giving everything that you think is like done for a second life. And I have so many bras in my closet that I have either bought because the lace is so pretty, or I just wish I could fit it, but I could never fit it because I'm a small A-cup girl. And so I want to show you how to give those bras a second chance. Make it work for your changing bodies. We're always changing, losing weight, gaining weight, having kids, mastectomies. People are always going through changes, and also taste changes too. Like, I used to love underwire bras, but since like 7 years ago, I just stopped wearing any underwire bras. So all of my wired bras are useless to me anymore, but I would like to see what I can do to continue to wear them. And just like how my mother has taught me how to sew, my grandma before her was also a sewing teacher. She would teach crocheting and knitting in Japan. And I think it's just really important to pass on these skills and this legacy of sewing, which, with like in the world of AI and everything, in this age of everything being automated, the things that are still can't be replaced by AI is physical labor, handmade things, handcrafts, like learning how to sew, cooking, and so these skill-based techniques that I think are going to be very valuable in the future. I would like to share what I know with you guys. So let me show you what I have for today. Look at these cute underwire bras, but the cups were so big I could never fill them out. I'll show you in my Agent Provocateur. Never ended up wearing it. Sorry. Stuff like this, which the band fits well on me, but the cups were just way too large. I just feel like overwhelming. Cute things like this. Also, it was like too full in the cups. It just make everything look pointy. And then the band was so tight on me. It was just uncomfortable. I didn't end up ever wearing it. So let's see what we got to work with. And actually, before I do that, let me tell you a little bit about bra fit, because this is essentially what we're talking about today, is how a bra fits you in your changing body. And I want to kind of give you a little like an idea of what like the common bra fit issues are, and you probably can relate. For me, at least, being a small bust girl, the biggest issue that I have is that the cups are baggy. So like I was showing you, like this one, for example, it's just too much excess fabric, and all I need is like a dart to close it all together to remove all of that fabric, but they never come off the shelf, off the rack perfect. So I can show you how to adjust a cup to make it smaller if you have bras that are too baggy on you. It's going to be a little bit harder with molded bra cups. This is more of a technique that we can do for lace or just a mesh or fabric based cup. And let's see, the next fit issue that's really common for me is that the band is too tight. I am typically like a 34 AA fit, so the band needs to be wider and the cups need to be very shallow. When the band is too tight, I just feel suffocated, and it leaves all the markings, and it's uncomfortable. So even if I can tolerate it, I usually don't end up wearing that bra. Number 3, the next fit issue that I see most is that the cups are too close together. So you'll often see this in styles like these underwire styles or triangle cups too, where for an A cup, AA girl, the cups, when they meet at the middle, it squishes your chest towards the center, which is uncomfortable and unflattering. And what we really need is a little bit of separation in the middle. So cups that sit a little bit further apart, at least a 1/2 inch gap in the middle is perfect. Maybe 3/4 inch gap is ideal, at least for me. And then that way you also don't have that side boob spillage, and the cups actually fit on the right proportions of your body. Number 4, another thing that I see often, this isn't as much for me, but women who have narrower shoulders, the straps tend to slip off their shoulders. So strap slippage is a pretty common issue. And a way to fix that would be to either move the straps closer together in the back. So bringing them closer together at the center back, or making them cross-strapped or racer back. And that's usually a way that'll help keep the straps on your shoulders. And I think the styles that you probably see that happening the most is in like balconette bras, basically like this, where the straps sit a little bit wider on the sides, which is very cute and flattering, but it doesn't work for all body types. Number 5 common fit issue is the underwires digging in, which if you're kind of like a flatter, smaller bust girl, you probably have this, but the underwires meeting at the middle always dig into my sternum, and it leaves the marks when I take off my bra. It's like cuts into my chest. Really annoying, really uncomfortable, and they kind of just curve towards your body. The only solution that I have found for this is actually either removing the underwire altogether, just cutting a hole and pulling it out completely, or if you have, I think this one is a little bit better, underwires that have that end at like the 3/4 mark, or maybe halfway. They're called like demi underwires. Basically, they only go up about halfway to the midpoint of your breast instead of going all the way under, which If you're smaller, you don't need all that support. So it's fine that it's just on the sides, and I think it's just way more comfortable. But that is so much rarer to find. Let's see, number 6, straps digging in is another common bra fit issue. I tend to see this for women with fuller busts, where you just need a little more length in the strap to help support your bust. But straps digging in can be so uncomfortable. It pulls at you forward like that, and also can cause like aches in your neck and your traps in your back. So that is something, the way to fix that would be to either lengthen the straps, which you need a little bit of sewing to do that, and some elastic strap. But it can, just increasing the length by like 1 or 2 inches can make all the difference for you if you have straps digging in as an issue. Number 7, this is for the full cup ladies. So cup overflow, like when your bra cuts into the breast tissue and creates like a double breast, that can be unflattering, ill-fitting, and just totally uncomfortable. The way to fix that would be, there's usually an elastic trim that goes along the edge of the cup, either to loosen that, so undoing it and then replacing it with a longer piece of elastic, or cutting into the cup and spreading it open. Now, when you do that, you need something else to, some other fabric to insert there so that you're increasing the size of the cup. And you have to get a little bit creative with matching lace and the original fabric, but it's doable. The other thing you can do is, let's see, is increasing, like, basically adjusting the strap area where you can either move the strap over, move it inwards, but you have to play around with the strap positioning of where it's coming together to the cup and suspending your breasts up. So we can look over that in a minute. And the last thing I would say is not really a fit issue, but more of a textile issue, which is underarm chafing. That can happen if your underarm, it's called the side wing, or back wing of your bra. This area, basically, or let's say this area. If it's an uncomfortable, scratchy fabric and you're wearing like a low armhole top, your underarm right here, this like super sensitive part of your body, can scratch up against the fabric, especially if you're hypersensitive to material, that can irritate the crap out of you. So paying attention to how the underarm is cut on a bra and what materials it's made out of is very important. Okay, so that's basically bra fit. Let me just see. Okay, so now I'm going to walk you through a little bit of my design thinking when I am looking at a bra to take apart, or, you know, anything you want to upcycle. Let me grab a couple more examples. Chriselle Kim says, later, can you tell us this item? Common mistakes. Number 1, 2, 3. What do you mean? Common mistakes for what? Like in choosing your bra fit or in making a bra? Tell me. But yes, if you have questions, drop them in the chat. I will try to keep an eye on them as I'm going through. We only have 90 minutes today, so I'm gonna run through all of this with a demo and hopefully try to demo a couple bra fit issues. But yeah, we'll see what we can get to. Oh yes, common bra fit mistakes. Oh yeah, I'll go over it at the end. Thank you. Okay, so look at these cute things. I could never fit them. I could never fit them, but they're so pretty. Okay, I think I have a few. Oh, here, I'll show you a good example of a bra that fits a small bust. What I was talking about with the gap in the front, in the middle, center front. This one's a perfect example. It's a La Perla, I think it's, yeah, La Perla Studio bra. And the underwire ends here. They're 3/4 length underwires, which is really rare and great for my small bust. This was probably the most flattering underwire bra I ever owned, and it had straps that come up apart, so if you are narrow shouldered, you can make it into a crossback and it still works. So cool. But yeah, this I'm not going to take apart today. I'm going to work with the ones that I had the biggest issue with, which was this one, which is a very beautiful long line bra. I just felt it like kind of fits me, you know, like the circumference is good, but everything, all the proportions are just so large. It was really just overwhelming looking on my body. So if I were to take it apart today, I would, let's see, what can we do? Right now I'm assessing what materials I have to work with, what the structures, and how much work it's going to be to take apart something. So for this, for example, the bra cup was just so full, so large. I think taking it in, like, you know, even an inch down the middle, down the center of the cup like this, would be better. Make it a nice narrow plunge. Let me get those pins. So looking at this, I would just roughly pin it for now, just to get an idea of what I'm gonna want to do with this. I'm just pulling the fabric under, tucking it under. You see from the other side. Already so much better. Like this, giving that narrow, lacy, double scalloped edge strap look. Is it a little hard to see? One second. Just a little white piece of paper so you can see a little bit better. Already here, the strap, where the strap inserts into the top of the cup, making that all narrow, and then basically it has a cleaner shape, like this, narrow. Versus just this giant triangle blob. You have a little bit of shaping here that curves down the cup. I think that'll be much prettier. Let me just show you what it looks like first before I change anything. Okay, this is dark. Let's see. A little more light. Oh yeah, already better. Okay, the other issue with this is got way too many hooks. But pro tip, it's always easier to start from the bottom hook. Just gonna do a couple on the bottom. Okay. So you see how this side is just like a large piece of fabric. It comes too far off to the side of basically hitting my armpit. Yeah. So if we can just narrow all of that down, here, here, here. Okay. This is a little flappy, but we can fix that. Don't worry. What's going on here? Okay. I think that's okay. Already, she's so much cuter. This side versus this side. All right, so that's something we can do with this bra, which I'll show you a couple more examples of fit that we can adjust, and then we're gonna work on sewing one or two of them. Let me think though. I think the other thing that I would do with this bra is this back band is so giant. I think I want to just narrow it all down. So what I want to do is remove this strap out, cut this down, yeah, maybe make the band smaller. You know what, I can also just make this whole front band smaller. We're gonna lose some of the scallop. Actually, maybe we can keep some of the scallop edge. Go like this. Yeah, I'll do that. So basically I'm gonna add a seam here. Let me get some chalk, one sec. Okay, watch. I'm gonna cut that, reduce this, add a seam here, bloop, make it a nice, you know, just enough band to cover the rib cage, but not like your whole belly. That means I'm also gonna have to remove these guys, hook and eyes, which great, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, who wants 7 hooks to have to do? Okay, so we have a plan of action for that one. The other one I wanted to adjust was this guy because she's so pretty. She's so cute. But as I was saying earlier, these darts are just so pointy. Oh, let me show you. These darts here. Too pointy, band too tight. I think the amount of fabric is like okay. But hey, looking at it like that, it would actually make a cute one shoulder. Why don't we try that? Okay, fun. I didn't have any plan for what I was gonna do with these exactly, but I like kind of just coming up on the spot. So my plan for this guy will be taper in the darts a little bit more so that it's less pointy, less full. So just to pin for an idea, go like that. Go like that. Okay, already I can tell this is gonna be a lot flatter and smoother for my small bust. Do that on both sides. And then I'm gonna cut the back open right down the middle. Maybe add a little bit of a elastic extension and a hook and eye, or sorry, a G-hook. G-hook. Here, like this one. Just here, it'll be a new, it'll have a back opening basically, which right now it doesn't. It's pull over the head and it's so tight. Cool. That's a plan there. So I have two bras that I know what I want to change about them. Let's see. This cutie. You know those cute Agent Provocateur mesh bras? This is one of those I got like, I don't know, 10 years ago. Yeah, never wore it. So pretty though. But let's see what I need to do to make it wearable. But first, do I really want to cut this up yet? I don't know. This is a Stella McCartney one. She used to make the most beautiful intimate wear. Like, I love the hook and eyes. They're always satin and beautifully finished. But I don't know if this is a UK fit, but the boobs are always so pointy for me. The cup shape, the apex, it's very high and too pointy and band too tight. But the work on this is so lovely. I kind of don't want to take it apart. So let's keep looking. Oh, here was one. This Victoria's Secret one that was on clearance for like $5. It's crazy. I actually already have started to take, I got two of them to take apart specifically for the materials, and I actually already started taking one of them apart. So this is actually a fully deconstructed bra, which, look, you can see the wing. Here's the cup. This is what the cup looks like when you deconstruct it completely. It had elastic here, elastic, side boning, underwire channeling. I think we can actually work with this material and just turn it into let's see, turn it into a new kind of bra. I mean, let's see. It's a lot of fabric to work with because I think this was at least a D cup. Okay, I think I would go like this. I should talk through what I'm thinking. So right now I'm just looking at the cup piece that I have deconstructed and seeing where the edges are. So this beautiful scallop edge, seeing where the holes are. So this big dart, seeing where the body of the material is. So where we can use most of it to make a new cup. And what I want to keep is that beautiful scallop edge. So using that along the top. I think the dart can be kept where it's at, but I'm going to shift it from it being under the boob to the side. So we can put it here instead. And then if we cut off this bit, so let me just tuck it under. You can get kind of like a thin triangle. I'll show you what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe it has a ring here. Strap. Maybe a bit of band elastic. Yeah. Something like this. Does that make sense? Side dart. Basically cutting us here. Oop. And then you reshape the side like that. Okay. Awesome. So we have 3 kind of redesigns. Yellow fluff. And let me start with the first one. Okay. So this is the fun part and scary part. It's always scary to cut into something and like change it all up, but what I want you to remember is there are no mistakes. Anything that you think, oh, oops, I messed up, there's always a creative way you can redesign and make it work into something new. And sometimes that's the serendipitous thing where it's like, oh, that mistake I made turned out to be actually a really good call. I love when that happens. It doesn't always happen, but I love when that happens. So don't be scared. The bra that you're working with probably has just been sitting there anyway. But yeah, if it's sentimental to you, I mean, just consider what you're doing first. Like have a plan, have some intention, and go into it with a strategy. Okay. Deconstruction time. Let's see. I'm sorry, I have a cough button, and if I forget to press it while I'm coughing, I'm sorry for your ears. Okay, first things first, I'm gonna take apart this hook and eye. All you need is your seam ripper. I have to get close to my eyes to do this. So sorry, one sec. I'm just starting to remove the zigzag stitching. Actually better to do it from the inside of the garment in case you reuse these hook and eyes, if you accidentally damage it, better that the damage is on the inside of the garment than on the outside. Here, let me change up my camera view just a little bit. Alright. While I'm doing this, I just want to say thank you all for being here. I know we're a small, intimate group as always, but this is my first actually planned out lingerie workshop, and all my previous live streams have been so loose and unplanned. Like, I didn't really have a plan going into it. This is my first time I have like actually a structure of something I want to share with you. Okay, so what I'm doing here is just lifting up the zigzag stitches with my seam ripper, kind of going, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 stitches at a time. And then let me show you how easily it'll come off from the other side. Just pick the thread out. Sorry, I went over this with chalk earlier, so it's dusty looking. Okay, cool, cool, cool. It's all coming out. The tricky thing here is to not to damage the hook and eye nylon fabric itself. You really just want to lift the stitches only. Okay, it's coming together, or coming apart. The opposite of coming together. For those of you that are joining today and maybe can't stay the whole time or joined late, just letting you know, this session is going to be recorded, and I will email it out to everyone who has signed up for my course newsletter. And if you have not signed up for my course newsletter, you can still do so, and I will still send it out to you. And you can sign up on my website, elmashop.co, under the workshops tab. I'll also drop a link in the chat once my hands are free, so. Okay. That was relatively painless. Other side. I'm gonna try to do this quicker. I have to remember to center it in the shot. I'm sorry. It's like awkward doing this a little bit with my arms extended. Usually I have the garment so close to my body while I'm working. Oh, and there goes my light. Okay. Yeah, this side was much quicker. And look, this hook and I know I'm not going to use it anymore for this bra, but I want to save it for sure. I'm all about recycling your materials. You never know what you can use it for later, so don't throw anything away. I mean, if it's like, you know, definitely not usable, sure. But I like to try to preserve as much as I can. I think, you know, fashion industry is the biggest, second biggest polluter of greenhouse gas emissions, and it's so wasteful. There's so many companies that are just buy one thing and then throw it away. You get holes in it like after 3 times wearing it. So I really think about the whole life cycle of a garment. And if you can take apart and reuse it, upcycle it, or just, you know, donate it to someone who could use it, that is so much better. Okay. Hook and I taken apart. Oh yeah. Let me change my cam view again. Okay. Next, I am gonna cut this band off and make it shorter. Okay. I did a rough line there. Let's do a better one. I am just considering that I need at least a 1/4 inch of seam allowance to reattach what I'm gonna, you know, the edge of this band. And so let's see, the cup ends here. I'll give it a 1/2 inch. No, maybe 3/4 inch, just 3/4 inch below where the cup ends. That looks like 1 inch, but that's fine. And to simplify things, I'm just gonna fold this in half and cut it all through in one go. Just gotta make sure everything's lined up properly. Okay, we good? For this, I'm gonna use my all-purpose. No, you know what? This is kind of my heavier duty scissors that are good for they're good for lighter fabrics just because how sharp it is, but I like the point. It's not too pointy, so it's not going to get caught in these, or less likely to get caught in these holes of the lace, because I don't know if you've ever had that issue where you're cutting, and then the point kind of scoops into a hole in the lace, and then you're like the fabrics is starting to bunch, you're cutting in the wrong places. So to avoid that, I'm going to use my one with the kind of roundest tip versus like this one that's a little bit pointier. This I'll use for like silk or very smooth fabrics. Okay, let's go. Just some fabric weights to hold it down. And here we go. Oh yeah, that was perfect pair of scissors to use for this. Also because there's like thick bits where there's elastic in the... already so cute. Okay. I think actually I don't have to reattach this. I mean, I can. What do you guys think? I think I just finish it with another scallop elastic and we're good. Okay. Oh, and look, this beautiful thing, you can use it as a headband. You can use it to trim something later. So save it. Okay, 1 second. Okay, I'm just grabbing some other elastic trims that maybe we can use to... I think that's fine. It's a little bit different, the color, but no worries. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay, so I'm going to use this to trim the edge later. And I'll show you how I'm going to sew this. It's going to be easy. Cute. Okay. Let's see. Earlier I said I wanted to remove this strap, but I don't think I actually need to. Only thing I need to do is find a hook and eye that'll work here. Navy blue? That's okay, yeah? Or we can maybe match the elastic. Yeah, let's go with the lighter. Yeah, I think that's fine. Cute. Sorted. All right. Now the next, let me just clear out a little bit of space so you can see more clearly what I'm doing, one bra at a time. All right. Okay, guys. I'm about to go to the sewing machine. Let me just re-pin these cups real quick. I know basically I want to remove, ooh, so much fabric. It's like, this cup was made for very full bust. Okay. This is the, do I need to zoom in? Let's go. Carol Prado says, I really love what you do. Oh, thank you. I love what I do too. Thank you for being here, guys. I'm so appreciative. Okay, just showing you. This is the band. This is the cup that I'm gonna taper in. Oh, look at that poor elastic. It's all come undone. I can also repair that maybe later though. Okay, tapering it to 0, which means to 0. I don't know how to explain it. It's just taper it to meet at, you know, the original width, I guess, and then as I go up the cup, I am gonna bring it in like almost 2 inches in the middle, up to about, so like an inch on each side of the cup, of the center seam, up to about 3/4, and then taper here to 0. Okay, let me just see what's going to be affected on this side. I need to be careful that I don't... Okay, basically I want to sew the seam gathering under this princess seam in the cup. I don't want to I could, but I might have some bumpiness. I don't want to catch that elastic that's inserted here. So let's just carefully do that. And what I'm doing here is feeling for the elastic underneath with my fingers and just gently pulling it back. And that's where I'll pin. Okay, let's try this. Time to go to the sewing machine. Okay, I hope you can still hear me. Hope you can see okay. Uh-huh. Oh, I need to change out my thread real quick. Navy blue. Sorry, I wasn't talking into the mic when I said that. I said I need to change out my thread real quick. That was quick. Okay. Let me think. The setting I'm going to use for this is, I'm considering if to just use a straight stitch so it's nice and clean and slim. Or if I use a zigzag stitch, it might give a little more stretch and give. Maybe we do that. Okay, so for the zigzag, I'm going to use a stitch width of 2.2 and a stitch length of 2.2 as well. I think that's, is that millimeters? I never knew. I think that's millimeters. But you should be able to adjust your stitch length on your machine. Okay. I changed my mind. I'm going to use a straight stitch because this has this bulky elastic that's going down the middle, and I need to catch under it. Straight stitch gonna be fine. You don't need so much stretchability up and down for my use case. Always start with the back stitch. I need my pin cushion. One sec. Okay, great. I was just checking that my chat and my feed looks okay. Thanks, Christina. You can still hear me. For my straight stitch, I'm using a length of 3.5. Wait, no, 2.4, sorry. Okey dokey. Oh god, moment of truth. Let's see what this looks like from the other side. Okay. Okay. Not terrible. Okay, before I do the other side, I'm gonna check the fit. My mic, stay still. Okay. I love it. It's good. Okay, cool. Oh my god, this is already so much more wearable for me. Sweet, let's do the other side. Also need to check how we are on time. Okay, we have half an hour left. We're at the 1 hour mark, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. Let's see if we have time to do two. I might just spend a little extra time making this one nice. But I think it's pretty quick though. Okay, I didn't pin this side. I just kind of eyeball and remember how I did it. I think we tapered it in about an inch in the middle point to 0 at the bottom. Three-quarter up here. Okay. You see how this is all cracked? We can also replace that elastic. Okay, the main key thing to keep in mind when you're tapering something in is that you don't want it to be so bubbly. Basically, you want your fabric to lie flat on both sides. Because when it's bubbly, that means it's pulling more in one direction than the other, and you're gonna have kind of a weird stretch thing happening. So the flatter you can get it, the better. Okay. Always backstitch. I hope you guys are having a nice chill Sunday. I was saying earlier that it's been so rainy all weekend. I thought it'll be a nice, I mean, it is still a nice cozy kind of day. Perfect for sewing and staying at home, doing your own upcycling projects actually. But today actually it got a little bit sunnier, which is also lovely. It's just been messing with my light. So I had to change the setup for my lighting a little bit this morning. Did I mess something up? Feels a little bit. Feels a little bit uneven. I think we can manage. The thing about stretch fabric is it's quite forgiving. Alright. Is that good enough? Okay, I sucked in some of the elastic trim that you see sticking out here. Quickly redo that part. Alright. Just opening this back up a little bit. Cool. All the way down to here. Okie dokie, getting there. Careful not to cut open your lace, like cut into the lace, because nylon lace is so easily snagged and torn, you know? I've messed up a bunch of lace like that before with my seam ripper. And it's especially hard when the thread is the same color as the fabric. It's so hard to see. Okay, almost. Almost there. Okay. Redo that little seam here. Maybe. What can I do to hold this back? Pin it? Use little sewing that must be told. Okay. Let's see if this is gonna feed into the machine. I have extra pins in there. It's going. Okay, so that worked, but I still had a bit that was caught up here that I didn't undo. Question is, can we tell? Okay, it's not so bad. Let me bring it to the table. and assess and analyze. It's cute. I think it looks okay. BRB, 1 second. I'm gonna try it on now. It's adorable. Okay, I have to try this on later without the black dress on, but I'll post the finished, like how it looks done. Now, I'm just gonna finish the band. Yeah, gonna finish the band with some lighter blue elastic. Add this hook and eye. Okay, so I need to adjust the size of this back band actually. I'm just gonna cut off this excess fabric about here. So that it will fit the width of this hook and eye. Okay, we're almost there, guys. For my band elastic for 34 band girl, I cut the finishing elastic at 25 inches. 24 if you like it a little more snug, 25 and a half or 26 if you like it a little more loose, but let's try it 25. Yeah, that'll be perfect. And it matches my nails. Okay, back to the sewing table. We're breezing through this, guys. Oh, need to change out my thread again because we're using oh wait, actually I need my top thread to be light blue, under thread to be dark blue. This is the right side, so the top side of the elastic. This is the underside. I want this plush underside to be the one that's touching your body, so we're gonna attach it like this. Just double checking the size of my hook and eye here. Okay. Now I'm gonna use a zigzag stitch. And this is gonna be 2.2 width, 2.2 length. And I'm just gonna mark the the halfway point of my elastic, which is gonna be here, with a pin, so I know where I need to be by the time I'm getting through attaching it to the band of my bra. About here. Let's go. Always backstitch. I think you know that by now. So you can sew over your needles when they're horizontally inserted, but I don't really like to. You never know, you might break a needle. Cool. Just gonna trim this bit off. Any excess seam allowance that's gonna be peeking out when you when you turn the elastic back over to finish it. Just gonna cut that off. These scissors, snippers, are money. They are the best. The sharpest, best little powerful little snippers I ever had. They're from Japan. Are we good here? No, look, it's a little bit too big. Okay, I'm just undoing just a little bit at the end. It needs to come up higher so that when you finish it, it fits perfectly to the hook and eye. Perfect. And the other side. Good. Okay. Now we flip it over. And zigzag our way all the way. Okay, these thick parts that have extra seams needs a little bit of help pushing it through. So I'm just gonna gently nudge it with my scissors. Also this point, it also helps to reduce some of the bulk here. Look how sharp that is. All right. I used to sell these on my site, actually. I think we sold out, but you know, if I get requests for more, I'll definitely try to bring some more back from Japan the next time I'm there. So just push it along through that bulky part. Oh, did I? Betrayal! I ran out of bobbin thread. Okay, guys, this is gonna take a second, so let's chat while I make a new bobbin thread with that navy blue. I want it to look good. So hope you guys are having a good time. I hope you're having a good Sunday. Hope you had a restful weekend. I have been recovering from this sinus infection, so I apologize for my congesties. But overall, it's been pretty chill. Just watching movies and preparing for this. I skipped all my ballet classes this week. And drop in the chat where you all are tuning in from. I'd love to know, because I'm so curious about what time to host these classes and stuff. You know, it's always hard to catch all of the time zones, but maybe 11 a.m. PST is okay. Give me some feedback, you know. I learn from you guys. You learn from me, hopefully. And it's this nice circle of learning. So, yeah. Would love to hear what you guys think overall of this format, the time, the pace, the subject. Okay. Beautiful. Oh, I like it with the light blue. I would, you know, if I had a little more time, I'd probably switch out the straps to be light blue also. I'm just gonna attach the hook and eye real quick. Okay, let's trim off this ugly bits. And for this, I'm gonna make the length of my zigzag stitch 0.8 and maybe 0.4 for the width. Okay, so usually you do also this part, close that, but in the interest of time, I'm just gonna leave it for now. Okay. Oh, this is the hardest part. Okay, let's bring this back to the table. Okay. Let's see what we got. Oh, I freaking love it. It's a whole new bra. Cool. Let me try it on real quick. So much easier to do up the hook with just 3 hooks instead of like the 7 or 8. Oh yeah, that's way more wearable. All right, I love it. I'll take some actual pictures later so you can see. I should get it before and after, I guess, but I don't know if I did that. And look, we're at 12:26. That means we're just about winding down, coming to the end of the stream. And I think the only thing I'd want to change on this is update that elastic that's all cracked on the inside. Cut off this excess fabric from the dart that I made. I'll do that later. And maybe change out the strap to a different color if I have. But otherwise, I'm pretty happy with what we ended up with. The modifications we made, and yeah. So today we covered the importance of fit and how that changes with you as you grow, as you change, as your tastes change. And the key, I think Christina wanted me to reiterate, the key parts about like the main issues that, the most common issues we have with bra fitting, which is baggy cups. I have it written down. Baggy cups, bands that are too tight, cups that are too close together, straps that slip off your shoulders, straps that dig in, underwire that digs in, cup overflow, so when cups are too tight on a big boob, and chafing in the underarm. So that's 8 things to keep in mind. And what else? We also went over how to deconstruct a bra, how to think about approaching a redesign of a bra, and a quick little demo on how to actually sew it. So if you guys have any questions, now is open for Q&A. I know there's only a few of you left, so no worries, but and you can always, DM me on Instagram at Elma Lingerie if you have any more questions, or if there was something that wasn't so clear about this. I'd love to clarify, and I'd love to hear your feedback in general. How did you find this? Was it useful? Pacing okay? Lighting okay? And oh yeah, and just to let you guys know, now that we've kicked off my lingerie workshops, the next one is going to be a private closed circle. It'll be a private workshop with me online, limited spots, and we're going to go over how to make a basic bra, which was the most requested workshop that people wanted me to do. So I'm going to show you how to make a basic bandeau bra, but with kind of a holiday vibe, and that's going to take place on December 7th. I'm thinking for now the same time, so 11 a.m. PST on a Sunday. But depending on how many people sign up, who signs up, and if there's maybe a better time slot that will work for the majority of the group, I might change it. So spots are limited. I'm going to announce more tomorrow on my Instagram, so stay tuned. And yeah, any questions? Oh, tuning in from Germany. Awesome. Wunderbar. Danke. I speak just a little bit of German. I studied for a while, but I have a lot of friends in Germany. Love it there. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know Christina's tuning in from Spain. I know there's a lot of people from Europe, it seems like. And yeah, I hope to see you guys next time. And thank you from the bottom of my heart. I had a lot of fun doing this, and I can't wait to bring to you monthly workshops, each with a different theme. So stay tuned. Okay. Love you guys. Thank you. And have a great rest of your weekend.